And we're back! Welcome to the Cavalry, everyone.
Feels good.
You know the drill. We have a very special guest tonight, Aaron Kleiber. We're the king. We're the king of really hyping up intros for our guests.
Yeah, we give their name. We also say, you know the drill. We have a special guest. How is it special if it's part of the drill, Johnny? That's what I would like to know.
You know the drill, guys.
You know the
how it
drill.
goes.
Once in a lifetime moment here that we drill for.
Aaron,
No,
Aaron and I first met in Boston doing the Magners Comedy Festival. Do you know what year that was?
2011, maybe.
2011. We roomed together.
Yeah, it was one of those things that was like, hey, we're both super poor because we just had a baby, I think. And we're both dads.
I was not a dad yet.
You were not a dad yet? Oh, okay. You were a sweet young married boy.
No,
Were you married yet?
he was just broke for unrelated reasons.
Just
Oh,
bad
okay.
with money.
Couldn't blame. Yeah, lack of money was the number one.
Yeah. Isn't that
Wait.
fun?
Where was Magners at a place? Was that at Motley's Comedy Club? Is that where that was held? Do you remember? I lived in Boston for like a year in
It was
2011.
like that. And then we did what? Nick's Comedy Stop
Yep.
Okay.
for the finals because we made it.
Oh, drop that. Let me drop that real quick.
Oh no! Do you remember though what happened with me?
I don't remember.
Oh, because so we just met and we're like talking. And it's like, oh yeah, and then I did not make it, and I was like, I'm out of this fucking place. I'm fucking leaving.
you didn't?
Anyone that could take my spot, and I was pissed. I was just like, because I don't remember the circumstances, but it was not like, oh, I just didn't. It was just like, this is so. Like, it was just weird. It was a technicality. So I'm bitching to him, and I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I'm driving back. I got to get out of here. And then I get like a text or email that was like, hey, there was a recount. You did make it. And then I was like, hey, I'm in a happy mood.
That's right.
There was a recount.
I don't know what happened. There was some mistake got made. And they're like, oh, you
That's
actually
so
did
funny.
make it.
You're the
'Cause we're
George-
supposed to-
And
You're
then
the-
we watched a magician beat the shit out of us.
Oh, of course.
Right.
That's how you got in to the finals. The magician pulled some strings
Yeah.
to change his competition. There was a recount. You're the George W. Bush of comedy competition.
Yeah. Of Magners Comedy Festivals.
Isn't that a funny thing? Isn't that one of the funniest things that like you can't you can't say Boston Comedy Festival because it was like not,
Right.
So like every great once in a while someone will go, you were in the finals of Boston Comedy Festival, and you go, no, it was this thing. It was apple cider. I don't know what to tell you.
It was a festival in
Cider's fun.
Boston.
It was pretty rad.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I'm a baby about comedy contests too. Every time I have not moved on, I immediately leave. So like there was one in I think it was the World Series in Vegas I did one time. And I was coming from LA and I drove out there. I had a room booked for like 2 nights or 3. I was very ambitious about my prospects. Did not move on to the next round. I got in my car and drove right back home. Didn't say bye to anybody. I was like, I'm out of here. This sucks.
I did the same thing at the same festival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's probably there was
went
a
on-
whole traffic jam of comics going back to LA.
Yeah, dude. I went on like Wednesday and Thursday and got terrible feedback from the captain and Tennille. And then Thursday I got terrible feedback from the biggest college booker. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to LA and do spots. And I had a hotel room there, paid for it, but I went and stayed with my buddy and did LA spots. Left for the weekend.
That's what I did when I went to the actual Boston Comedy Festival. I did not make it to the first round, and I drove 16 hours home that night.
Oh my God. That's the thing about the Boston Festival. It is that you have one show. It's one and done. You
Wow.
either move on or you don't. And like they expect people to fly to Boston and get hotel for the weekend and everything, and it's like it's insanity.
This
podcast
is good. This is a barn burner.
This is a low risk. You know, you didn't have to fly anywhere. You're gonna stay for the whole hour. There's no risk that we
This is good.
tell you you're not gonna make it to the next half hour of the
I love
podcast.
it.
Right. You already made it.
You're in the finals.
You're in the finals.
Huh?
This is the finals. Ooh,
Huh?
Baby Yoda.
Oh,
Baby Yoda, guys.
Baby Yoda cup.
For our audio listeners.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's good we explained that.
Yes.
Are you a big Star Wars guy?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a Star Wars nerd. For your viewers, I mean, like I have like
Oh, there we go.
vintage posters on the wall and a Boba Fett cookie jar behind me and a Chewbacca mug. What else is over there?
How quickly do you change your ups? Last time I did your podcast, you had the Thing poster behind you.
Oh, that's over there. And then I have all this cool stuff over here. And my wife was like, hey, dummy, why don't you turn your laptop around to your other cool stuff?
Ah.
I got Lando here, the original Lando over there. You guys gotta get on Patreon and watch the video to check out my cool stuff.
What is your pay? You got to plug it. What's your Patreon for?
No,
this?
yours. Do you have video on your Patreon?
I mean,
Some
we
of them, I
can,
don't know.
yeah.
You
I don't
should,
know.
guys.
No, do we still have this on YouTube? Is this on YouTube or no?
Orlando.
Yeah. This will all be on YouTube.
Oh yeah, this is all free. This is
Oh,
free.
see, guys,
Yeah.
get on YouTube. Check it out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Watch
Sorry,
it.
I'm East Coast time. I'm on my third White Claw.
Oh my God. I was at
I'm on my
that
second shock top.
same. I wanted to tell this story. That same show on Saturday that I was just talking about before we started recording. It was a lot of younger comics, you know, and they were all very funny. But in the green room before, there was like casual talk about like I think cocaine. Like they were referencing like just like so casually. And I'm such a dork, you know. It's like very jarring to me. But they're like, yeah, I did a second bump before I went to bed, and blah 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 blah. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like how old am I? You know, I feel like I'm 36 years old. I felt like 100 in that moment. But then there was Bud Light seltzers in the room for the comics, and the same person who was talking about drugs was like about to have one. Was like, no, I better not. I haven't had dinner yet. I don't want to have a Bud Light seltzer on an empty stomach. I was like, I think you can handle it if you're doing bumps. I think you can do one Bud Light. Then I became like shocked at like, come on, you dork. What, you gotta drive home, you know?
I don't want to speak for everybody, but I know you're nice boys. But like,
That's the podcast.
did anybody?
that
How
was,
many
that was one
years?
of our rejected names.
Yeah,
the
That's
nice
kind of our
boy.
brand.
Yeah.
There was a point where like at some clubs, like I was like 7-8 years into comedy, and I was like, wait, does everybody here do cocaine? What the hell?
That's how it was. Like I started in Seattle at the Seattle Underground. They would tell these like crazy stories how you used to get paid in cocaine, or like
Yeah.
half. You're like, I want half cash, half coke, or whatever, and like then like everybody was coked out. And then I feel like I started like 16 years ago or whatever, but right when I started, all that like hit a wall. Like all those people died or quit or lost all their money or
It would
something.
be like I'd like go home, you know, because you know what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? What do you go
Yeah.
out to drink or meet like someone that you like? So I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
But then it's like you come in for the Sunday show and everyone's like, oh man, shit was wild, you know, like
You
we were
missed it,
riding the lightning, and I'm like, what?
We
I
haven't left
stayed
the
up.
club yet.
Yeah.
I watched Jason X like till 3.
Jeez.
Yeah. No, there was no crazy. I never had that. I don't know when. I guess it was just a timing thing or the club I was at, but I missed
Maybe
all
because
that
I've
those
played
days.
garbage places. Who knows?
Yeah. I didn't play
Do you-
the real coke.
Do you ever
roads.
feel like the fact that you're not that has hindered you? Like sometimes I like have this feeling like, oh well, I'm not the staff's. The staff's not like we got to get Beaner back. He's a good time. Is that
Right,
like,
he's
Yeah,
got to
right.
connect.
yeah?
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, for you want to, because like you hang out with other rock stars and you're like, man, if only I was like that guy. But no, I don't. Whatever. I
Well,
like to be
we
the
all
dad that
worked with
takes home
those
extra
comics.
celery and blue cheese.
Yeah. We all have worked with those comics that, like, are doing that, like, oh, taking the staff out, we're all doing drugs and it's like, I'm so fucking tired. I'm just gonna go back to the.
I'd rather bring them a bag of candy from Sam's Club.
I like that.
We got to book Aaron again. He brings the full size.
Full stop. I'm not even playing.
I was going the other way. I think it hinders your career when you don't do drugs because, like you go to festivals. You're talking about, and there's industry there. Mm-hmm. I think it's good to go party with industry people because you get dirt on them. You know, and then they know forever, like, oh, he's seen me in some compromising situations. I better throw him a bone every once in a while,
He saw me motorboating that 90-year-old stripper in Atlanta.
The CIA of comedy. I love it.
Yeah.
Getting dirt.
It's all about leverage. That's how this business is run.
I know. Well, I want to wait before we get into what anybody needs backup on. I want to tell one quick Buffalo Wild Wings update. So,
ooh, nice.
Yeah, this is gonna be a new segment, I think. So I was in Tacoma on Saturday, and I had like all this time to kill because I was coming from another place, and I didn't have a hotel during the day, so it's like I was just killing time. So I was like, oh, I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings. There's college football on. They have this. I looked on my Yelp. There's this great patio, big patio, TVs, and I pull up into the parking lot. The patio's open. Seems there's no one sitting out there, but the TVs are on and the chairs are set up. And I'm just trying to eat outside right now because we got the baby and everything and COVID and all that. So I go in. And I tell the hostess, I'm like, hey, can I go sit on the patio? He's like, no, the patio's closed. Like, oh, good. Other restaurants are literally building huts out onto the street so they can do outdoor dining. You have this giant, beautiful patio. And you're like, we don't want to walk the extra 8 steps. So either get COVID in here or go home. So I was like, all right, I'm out of here. So 0 for 2, because I tried it again in Medford to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Like I talked about before, and they said,
oh my God, it's so funny. I was like, wait a minute, Andrew already told this story, but that was a different time.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's happened twice now. That's 0 for 2 for Buffalo Wild Wings. I was going to make the
same hand sanitizer joke as we made last time, just to see if.
No, that's what I'm saying is that it's a trend now. It's like I feel like I should go to corporate at this point.
Why do Buffalo Wild Wings build patios?
That's the question. Why have a great patio?
That's the loss and abuse in their budget. That's what they need to look at.
Yeah. Everyone's looking at them like, oh, that's so smart. They got the patio, but they're like, nope, we're closing it. Not safe.
We're not going out there.
And I'm also guessing that this patio is covered in televisions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they were on. The TVs were on and to the correct games. Like they weren't like on rent. Like sometimes you go to a sports bar and the TV's on like an infomercial for a office chair or something. Like every game was on, like the prestige games, all that stuff. So it's like they set it up. I mean, they were ready to go.
Get a camping chair.
Just sit out there.
Sit on the other side of the railing.
No, I told my mom this story, and then she was like, you should have told them that you would just order at the bar and then like bring your own food and like just like, which honestly I would prefer anyway. There's nothing I hate worse than like you want a refill or another beer or something and you can't find the server. I was like, I would love to just be able to walk up there and get it myself.
Yeah.
I love all that. Everything you're saying, I'm backing you up.
Oh, great.
I love it.
We weren't even that's
no.
We're like ahead of the game.
He's ready.
I'm ready to be restaurant friends. I like this guy. He calls out everyone's bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you Hooters or BW3s, Aaron? As far as wings go, I haven't been to either in a very long time, but I do remember Hooters wings are pretty good.
There you go.
Do you remember anything else about the Hooters experience?
Those are my eyes, audio friends.
He did.
Yeah.
He did a very convincing cartoon.
One of the last trips I took was to Fort Lauderdale, and Of course, we had a friend that was like, Hooters has great wings, guys. And we were like, okay. They were bomb.
Me.
They were bomb. We got like they have that breading. They're the breaded
I
wings.
know. That's what I'm talking
Which,
about.
when I remember, you don't remember that because I don't have it very often, right? It's like Hooters every 7 years with that one guy, like, and you're like, all right, Steve. But it hit.
They all know his name.
Yeah, they bring out the breaded ones, and you're like, really? These are? And then you're like, okay, they're good breaded wings.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like the Buffalo. I think I prefer the B-dubs because they're not breaded. Yeah.
See, I think non-breaded wings, we could get those a lot of places. So it's like a little treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also booties, guys. Booties.
Booties.
Butts and Hooters.
All right, so this is my question. So last night was, I'm not a sports guy, Aaron, right? I'm not a sports guy at all. There was a Packers game on last night. Did either of you catch it?
I watched. Well, it was on in the for me in the late afternoon, and it was competing with the other games. So I watched. Johnny, get this. I watched the Red Zone channel. Do you know what the Red Zone channel is?
I do.
You do? That is the upset of the
any
century.
game that's within the closest 20 yards or something.
Yeah, they just flip from all the games where something's about to happen. So there's no commercials. It's amazing.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I love
crap.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
So is that a premium channel or is that like an app or what is it?
Both. I mean, you can order it on your cable or get it on your phone. They'll give it to you however you want to pay for it. They'll give it to you.
So, but I watched that game, and that is why I'm so happy. I don't give a shit about sports. We got our asses handed to us. I don't even want to say us, the Packers. Because I have the sweatshirt.
There is no one.
It was 39-3. Every time I turned around, there was like, oh, touchdown, other team, but we just had the ball. What the hell happened?
I didn't.
I was just like, I am so glad.
I'm a sports fan, but not I don't pay attention to football anymore. Being from Pittsburgh is kind of like.
Oh, right.
I don't even know who your team would be.
Yeah.
The Steelers.
The Steelers?
Johnny.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
That is
Oh my God. No,
That
Aaron,
is
you're a hockey guy. You should quiz. Because as much as Johnny doesn't know shit about sports, I can't imagine he knows anything.
Oh, I don't. I could name the Kings, Los Angeles Kings, right?
Oh, very good.
Okay.
That's the only team I know. And Wayne Gretzky. And he played for the
wow.
This is like a first date. This is what.
Yeah.
No offense, ladies. Jeez.
These comments are not on behalf of the Cavalry. This is strictly.
We're the nice guys.
Yeah,
I know Wayne Gretzky.
We're the good boys.
The sweet boys.
We're the sweet boys. The podcast you can take home
mustache
to
boys.
Mom. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get criticized for not knowing Pittsburgh sports. Like my father-in-law, he was over here yesterday, and he asked me if I watched the Steelers game, and I was like, oh, I forgot. I knew it was opening day, and he's like, oh, jeez. Like he's like upset with me, and I'm like, did they win? And he's like, did they win? Yeah, they won. Like,
oh yeah, it was a big game.
It's one of those things.
I know.
Such a bad mood if they won.
I have the opposite problem
He's
where
mad at
they're
me.
like, I have the opposite problem where I'm too into sports. So then, when you meet your father-in-law or just someone like your neighbor, someone who just wants to kind of casually do water cooler sports. Yeah, you catch the game last night? That stupid call. Then I get way too into it. I'm like, yeah, and they covered on the last thing. What a bad beat, And like,
I will definitely do that with hockey. I will if I feel like a little like somebody's like, the defense, and I'm like, oh, let me tell you about the 2-2-1. Here we go. Let me like
they're playing a cover 2 shell and the press man on the outside, and that's why they could. And then they're like, look at you like you're a psychopath. Like, yeah, I was just trying to make a casual comment. I'm not listening to podcasts about it, but it's good to have the. We never talked about this, Johnny, but you're at such a disadvantage for party dumb wasting time banter, not knowing anything about sports. It's such a good easy way to kill 10 minutes to talk to somebody who you just otherwise would have nothing in common with.
But you know, another trick is I can endear them with my idiocracy to be like, now I don't know anything about sports, so how many downs do they get? And I just like, all right, you just teach me for 10 minutes until our wives fucking walk back in the room.
You're manipulating these poor strangers.
And then that guy walks away and was like, "You wouldn't believe this guy over
Let's get a
here.
load of Beaner over here."
I met this
Real
guy. His last name's Beaner. Holy shit, right?
Holy shit, he's the whole package.
You know, you were saying about Red Zone. That Red Zone is the kind of a thing where you throw on and then you watch that. You know, we'll pick up quick. We're fun guys. You know, you watch it for like 15 minutes. You're like, okay, I got enough in here to hang. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You pick up enough discussion points.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely. You know, you can take one little seed and really blossom it. Like, you know, like even yesterday, like I had family over because, you know, it was my son's birthday, and it's like the Steelers. It's like TJ Watt, yeah, TJ Watt, TJ Watt, yeah, DJ Watt, yeah, money, TJ Watt. You know, like whatever. You know, see, Andrew knows what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I know who TJ Watt is. Yeah,
yeah.
But it's just, yeah, it is funny if you can fake your way through it pretty easy, you know.
Yeah.
But like, we were at Red Zone can be confusing for new because I was at my parents' house this weekend in the basement. And I was watching the game with my brother, the Seahawks game. It was just the early game, and but we're so like our brains are so fried from overload of stimulus, you know, that we can't watch a second of commercials. So even though we wanted to watch the actual Seahawks game, anytime they go to timeout or commercial, we'd flip to Red Zone channel and then watch like 15 other games. And my mom came downstairs to watch the game for a while, and she's like, "Who are we playing?" And I was like, "Oh, the Colts." It's like, "I don't see any Colts." I was like, no, this is not the game that we're watching. This is a different game we're watching right now. But we'll flip back. And she's like, "What?" And then they flip to a different game. And it's like, "Oh, is this our game?" No. This is the other team now. This is the it's like impossible to explain what's going on.
You're like, "What's this? Is this?" You're like, "No, this is a 9/11 documentary. We were just looking at this real quick and then switching to football because that's what happened yesterday."
Yeah, no, I know. That was kind of a bummer. Like right before I watched like 9 hours of football, they did like a really sad 9/11 tribute. And you're kind of
it was like football 9/11, football Bin Laden, football Guantanamo. You're like, what the?
It was like a nice distraction. Get me back to the early 2000s.
Here's me making sports talk. Oh my gosh, I caught that Packers game. What is going on with Aaron Rodgers' hair? It's like coming out from under his helmet. Is he growing it out? Does he have a goatee? I couldn't tell. Is it a goatee or is he like is he doing a beard again?
But
this is a hidden camera bit. Like, I feel like you should challenge just American dudes, and I want to see their faces. Like, I want you to find
when they act how Johnny really acts.
Yes. I want you to try to befriend vest wearing dudes.
No, it's so much better too that
and see how long they can tolerate it.
Yeah, because like, you know, if you were in Seattle or if you were in, you know, LA or something, it's so easy to get away with not being. But you're in Wisconsin. It's so great. You're in Wisconsin where the Packers are like gods, you know, and you just couldn't. But honestly, you're right, though. Your original point is so right. You're living life so much better than me. Because the Seahawks won on Sunday, so I was like, I'm in a great mood, and it's like it's good for my mental health. But if they lose, you know, it ruins my week. It's an insane way to live.
Dude, I love that. Ever since I stopped, you know, saying this out loud even is like my neighbor will hear me. Like when I stopped paying attention to the Steelers, like it's just I used to go to the gym, go grocery shopping on Sunday. It's amazing. It's like,
oh yeah,
because it's the same around here. If I go around and I'll say, well, even anywhere I go to do comedy, people go, Pittsburgh, huh? Because there's lots of Steeler fans everywhere.
Right.
And I'll be like, I don't know what happened. And they're like, what? Like, they're like, I just told them like that I'm marrying their son. You know what I mean? Like, they're like brains are fried that they cannot fathom that I don't like, you know.
but it's the
Yeah.
best. It's I think, I mean, I like it. I think I like it, but I don't know if I'm just like addicted, like a heroin addict likes heroin, and where I deep down I know I would be better off if I was off of it, like Johnny, or not. Like I don't know if it's because I'm so
Everybody has their thing.
yeah. I mean, but it's like when it's not football season, I'm like I'm like working on my career. I'm like very productive, writing jokes. And then I was like, I didn't get anything done this week. And I was like, oh yeah, I listened to like 8 hours of football podcasts and watched 7 hours of Red Zone on Sunday. Like it's like it's really like I have like a finite window to get stuff done in my comedy career, and it's between
How many
February
fantasy
and
teams do you manage?
3. Is
Jeez.
that higher or lower than what you were expecting? But they're not bad. I went 0-3 this weekend, so that's
Yeah,
that's
no,
where
you're
I'm
in.
done.
You're in deep. Like
Yeah.
that is
No, I am in deep.
like I know who to ask now.
Well,
Wait,
not
but
fantasy advice.
0-3. That means you've lost all of them.
I lost every single fantasy game. Yeah, so my first 3 games in all those leagues. So, I mean, I'm only 0-1 in each league, so there's a lot of. It's like Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, we got 16 games left. It's a long season, just one game."
That was their first game.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's not
god! You know what's funny? This is true. The only reason I knew there was a Packer game is because I was in the backyard playing baseball with Duncan, and I could see into our neighbor's sun porch, and they have a giant TV, and I was like, "Hey, it looks like a Packers game." So I ran inside. I was like, "Hey, Aaron, I think must be a Packer game on now." So we had to plug our antenna into the TV, try to find which channel it was on, and it was on. I was like, "Hey, look, there's a Packer game." I didn't even know that was the first.
So funny. I the same thing has happened to me in Pittsburgh, where I will realize there's the Steeler game has started because I'll hear the neighborhood cheer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll be like, oh, I guess, it is 1:45.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
And it was just a first down, by the way.
You guys find football games are on the same way people found out about 9/11. They're like, what's going on? Turn on the news. I think we're missing
Where is
something.
everybody?
Why is everyone sad?
Yeah, 39-3.
Oh my God.
The ultimate.
Dude, it's true. Like a loss like that in Green Bay, I'm sure is the same as Pittsburgh. Like you walk around, everyone's like, all the morning hosts and everybody is like, well, this. And I'm just like, hi, friends.
No,
they're like,
they're like, you're being offensive if you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, come on, show some respect. Be sad.
Right.
Have a ruined day.
I love it. This is fun. I like talking about this. It's very rare that you have a friend who does not and a friend who does. I love this.
It's a safe space.
It is.
You know? Let's get into some backup. Aaron, do you have something you need backup on for the Cavalry?
I don't know how to present this, but you know how it's twofold. Number one, people are subjective about pizza, and rightfully so. I get that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You've come to the right place.
Yeah, right. I know. So, like you could say, well, if you go to New York, pizza's pizza, blah, blah, there's different pizza, where you're from, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's ice cream, right? And I've had this argument.
There is. Yes, there is.
Listen, I had this argument in the last
Johnny's
week.
Eyes. Johnny might
What?
have an orgasm.
I just came, you guys.
Because I'm talking about ice cream?
and people
Well, right
came
after
in with
pizza, that close after pizza.
then ice cream, New York,
Dude.
getting all specific and getting describing it.
Well,
Oh.
I just my mom, she
Well, now
after
it's weird.
Change
Yeah,
of
now
gears.
too close.
Now I just came. Oh,
Let me finish talking about my mom and then I'll join you.
oh my!
Oh my God, what's happening? The
What happened?
aristocrats.
We were the good boys.
Yeah, we're the sweet
the
boys.
sweet-
We're sweetboys.com. Buy our shirts. But ice cream is ice cream.
Okay.
Ice cream is ice cream. You got
Ooh,
soft
I
serve.
see where you're going. I see what
You
you're
got
saying.
soft serve, and you got scoops, and you got frozen yogurt. It's all. I mean, I know there's different kinds and styles, but that's it. Ice cream is ice cream. If you go get soft serve, it's gonna taste like soft serve.
Mhm.
But people go, "Oh no, you got to go to this place for the." No, it's they buy the same machine that they do.
Yeah.
No, I get it. So I'm saying, so the reason you bring up pizza beforehand is it because with pizza you agree there is a difference in pizza, but with ice cream you're saying it's all the same.
Pizza, I can actually. I'm gonna go back to pizza. Is gonna be about like it's gonna be 2B. Like I'm gonna like there's part of that you can break down about pizza, but ice cream is ice cream.
See, I'm just such a fan of ice cream, like all sides of the spectrum of ice cream.
Me
that
too.
I don't know if it's all the same to me, but I'm not going to complain. If you give me any, I mean, except for chocolate, I don't like chocolate ice cream, but like vanilla.
You go in any soft serve around the country, and people go, "Oh no."
Right. You got to go to Tasty Freeze, or you got to go. No, that's the good stuff. Is that
It's not a Dairy Queen. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like it's all this.
Dairy Queen. Who's loyal to Dairy Queen? Dairy Queen's
all
like
pulling down a lever.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I will for sure back you up on soft serve. We'll say that on like grocery store ice cream, right? The scoop kind.
Totally different.
It's different, I think, because like I would have agreed with you there too. I would have said it's dryers, it's whatever. Even Ben and Jerry's, it's good because they put a bunch of the shit in it, like the Reese's Pieces, but the actual ice cream is just as good as like 7-Eleven's version or whatever. But one time, when I was in LA, we went to this like Jenny's or something, and it's like this horrendously expensive ice cream, like insanely expensive. And like $9 for like a pint. I mean, it's just out of this. And I ate it. I was like, this shit is worth $25 a pint. It's so good. And now it takes everything in me when I'm like at Whole Foods or something, and I see like I think there's one like called Van Leeuwen's too or something, and it's like it'll be like a price that you cannot pay. Like, would you pay ever, even if you knew it was that much better, like $9 for a pint of ice cream?
Yeah, that's tough.
It's beyond. I just can't make myself do it. But
like $5 for Ben and Jerry's is a treat.
Yeah, $5 for Ben and Jerry's is rough. I usually wait till I see it for like $4.
I just bought 3 for $2.99 each today.
Oh, how'd you buy only 3?
Did you eat them already?
I ate one of them. But
wait.
I only bought 3. I'll tell you why I only bought 3, because they didn't have peanut butter. So I had to get the cookie dough shit.
So you only got 3 because it was a flavor you don't like.
Well, I like it. It's not as much as I only get those 2. Those are the only 2 I get.
I like Ben and Jerry's. I like Super Fudge Chunk, New York, but you don't like chocolate ice cream, so you wouldn't like that one. Because I like those big white chocolate hunks in the.
Yeah, they're sure. You go by to the grocery store, you're gonna get some top end.
Yeah,
we have a brand. We have a brand called Turkey Hill, which already sounds like a place where you go skeet shooting. You know what I mean? It's like sounds like a camp that you go to during Boy Scouts in middle school. We're going to Turkey Hill, guys. We're going to learn all sorts of dog sledding techniques.
Yeah, it definitely does not sound like an ice cream parlor.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Turkey Hill. It depends on what flavor you get. If you get like the Turkey Hill cookie dough, it's like it seems like a little generic, right? If you get like the cookie dough, you're like, oh, okay. But then you're like, let's just get the regular vanilla bean. Garbage. It's garbage.
Really? See, that's
disgusting.
What I would get.
Don't make it. I don't understand. It's like made with half and half. I have no idea.
Sometimes it is. So much of it's like packaging. Like for a while, I would get like there's a Tillamook here in Oregon.
That's good.
It's good ice cream, you know. But then I would get this. I would walk by. There's also Umpqua, which is also like an Oregon brand. But the packaging was so shitty. It looked like, you know, the 99-cent store ice cream or whatever. Like, yeah, have you ever gotten it in the big plastic tubs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like that, and I was like, oh, I don't want that. Man, the Umpqua is better than the Tillamook. And I have now I buy Umpqua.
You heard it here first, folks.
Umpqua. It sounds like cultural appropriation.
Dude, my kids love that tub of ice cream. That cheap tub of ice cream, dude.
Yeah, it's
Good.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't even know they still sold that. I remember my grandma used to have those.
they
Like
have
$2 for like a gallon.
yeah, and they have one that's a sherbet too.
But
They
you
have
know,
the big-
Good sherbet.
you're so right about the soft serve. It's all the same. And then like I actually saw, because you know, like there's that whole thing about McDonald's. If you go, their ice cream machine's always broken.
Yeah.
There's literally was like a Wall Street Journal article about it.
I was
In the
just
last
reading about
week.
that. They're doing a federal investigation.
Yes.
Into the McDonald's ice cream machines, or why they're always broken, because the theory was that these kids are making $8 an hour, just
They
don't
don't
want
clean
to
it.
They just don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a pain
clean
in
it
the
at
ass.
night. But like, is that illegal? Is the U.S. government supposed to get involved?
I know.
I
Because
get.
Johnny
Yeah,
can't
is
get
that
a-
like false advertising or like?
Yeah, maybe they have to take it off the menu if it's not going to be available.
I mean, I worked at a pizza shop and we never wanted to clean the French fryer, and we did not.
Just didn't clean it.
Well, that's good. But wait, would that mean you wouldn't serve French fries when they were on the menu, or that it was just they were dirty French fries?
That's a good point.
Like the morning manager would be like, "Oh, they didn't clean the fryer. Oh well."
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't quite understand it, what the legal jeopardy is for McDonald's, but I'm very curious to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a Netflix multi-part series soon.
Oh yeah, for sure, like their Monopoly thing. But I'm with you. All soft serve, the same. That's like when Johnny and I would go on work on those ships. They would have the soft serve at the.
Oh, yes.
Just demolish that thing, like.
Dude, always get a cone for the road, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
a
was that
cone when you
chubby
show
dude in the
up and then
elevator.
A cone for the road.
And I'm
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you enjoying
there's-
vacation? Where's your wife and kids at? I'm like, oh, I'm by myself.
Having a road cone.
Road cone.
You guys need a road cone? I'm buying.
Road cone. Write that down. That's a business.
There's nothing sadder too than like I would get a road cone leaving the buffet and then go back to my room, and the road cone would be gone before I got to my room. I always think, oh, I'll enjoy this in my room, watch a show, and it'd be like literally there's nothing, and you eat the cone too, so there's nothing in my hands by the time I walk.
You know
in
what?
my-
I can't back you up on that one because I like the opposite. I like to finish it because I don't like to just be sitting in my cabin by myself, like licking an
cone.
ice cream cone. Like, yeah, this is it.
That's a good point. People are like, working cruises isn't depressing, and then you're just looking into the mirror, staring at yourself, quiet
Yeah.
in the room.
You're like, I'll take these snacks home for later, and then you're
Yeah.
pulling a napkin off of like a styrofoam bowl in your
yeah.
closet,
No, I really don't like.
watching
Like-
San Andreas for the 4th time.
That's the saddest part of that whole sentence.
Oh god.
I do not enjoy eating in my hotel room. I don't like eating in my car. I really like sitting down at a table. You know, that's why COVID sucks so bad. Because then
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, no,
so
I
much
don't
of
agree.
It's like,
I'm an
get it
animal.
to go. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I'm backing you up. At least on the soft serve part, I'm backing you up. What do you think, Johnny?
Of course. Yes, I agree. I'm backing you up. Of course I'm backing you
Anywhere.
up.
Yeah, you'd eat ice cream in an alley.
But wait, I want to hear 2B. What was the pizza? So the way we
yeah.
understood it is that pizza is different. But wait, you had something more to say about that.
Now with ice cream, it's not like pizza. It's not like you could say, well, we can go to New York and the ice cream, mwah, you know, like
Yeah.
But
Right.
here's the little hook on pizza.
But wait, real quick before you get started. They do kind of do that in New York because they talk about their water. There's the dumbest shit about New York. Like they brag about the tap water in New York. They're like, "Oh, New York water. That's why the bagels are so good." They say you can't recreate a New York bagel in
Right.
LA because the tap water. I'm like, it's just not true. I just don't believe it.
That's bananas.
They have great tap water in Seattle and Portland.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other places. It's not LA has bad tap water. I'll give you that. But there's other places besides New York that has like water that just tastes like water, and they
Yeah.
can
You
make
can also
bagels.
use. You don't have to use tap water.
Yeah, use Dasani or whatever. I don't know, or filter it through a Brita. I mean, people have probably
Ooh.
tried this.
Little Fiji water bagels, get it.
Sure, sure. They charge a little more, but sure.
But yeah. So anyway, go ahead. Sorry, that just has
Well-
always annoyed me about New York. They brag about their water. It's like you guys have the most amazing museums and culture and like biggest city in the country. I mean, you have a lot to brag about. Just shut up about the stupid
Hey.
water. Hey.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
And they're grown men talking about water. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Get me pictures of
okay.
Spider-Man drinking water.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I love laughing with comedians. Holy shit, this feels good.
Even
God
if
bless you on high. No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about pizza. Okay. Johnny, you live in Wisconsin. I'm in Pittsburgh. We have this locale thing that's not like LA and New York and Chicago, where I think we've been everywhere. Pizza's pizza to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the ice cream. Pizza's pizza. Like not this pizza, not this pizza. No, it's pizza. It's good. It's different kinds of pizza, and they're all good pizza. Do you know what I mean?
See that? Yes, that right there. Yes, some of them are different, but it's all good.
It's
I
all
agree.
good pizza. But here's where I don't know if when people go, no, the best pizza is insert my pizza that delivers to my house. It is can you back me up on this? It is the most, if you are on Facebook and people are like, take away pizza. Let's talk about breakfast, tacos. And it's like the place that's within 9 miles of my house is the best on the planet. Are we this much of sheep and plebes? What's happening?
Yeah, so you're saying there's like a geographical bias towards food that really deep down we just want it to be convenient, and then we invent this fantasy that it's somehow the quality is better than anywhere else in the world. That's great.
To make us feel like we're so lucky that it's that close to us.
Yes.
I worked with this comic one time, and he was so excited to be at this club because he's like, oh, they got an Abby's Pizza nearby. It's like, I haven't been to Abby. You gotta go.
Was that me?
Was it you?
I say shit like that everywhere I go.
Oh, but do you know what Abby's Pizza is? I don't
No.
think it was you. No, okay.
I'm kidding.
So I would be like, oh my god, that would.
We already discussed that you guys have not met, but you're like,
I know,
wait a minute,
but then I
what?
was like,
Did I talk to you about pizza one
did
time?
we talk about this? We went to, and I was like, really? Because I'd seen it from the road at that club before, and it just looked like some place, like kind of chainy kind of looking place. He's like, oh, it's the best. It's the best, And so I went. Let me tell you something. This was the shittiest pizza I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, you guys, I like all pizza. I like, whatever. I like Domino's. I like the fancy place. Whatever. I like it. But like, this was so actively bad. And I was like, oh, so it's exactly what you're saying. This guy probably grew up like, I love Godfathers, but at least I can admit I know it was because there was one right by the street, up the street. And they did an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet, and we go all the time as kids. So then I have it built in my head that I love Godfathers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I got an opposite. There is a place, I don't even remember the name of it now. Johnny, I know it's up north. I think I had it in like North Dakota or Wisconsin. It's like a pizza buffet place, like Cece's Pizza.
Oh, I know Cece's.
Yeah, it's like that. It's a buffet up north. Oh, it's like is it like a roadhouse or like a it's like a
now all I can think of is CC's.
Shit.
Yeah.
There is a like a pizza chain buffet up north. God damn it. But everyone was
Godfathers, is it?
No,
because Godfathers made a real Godfathers has a real foothold in Wisconsin. Like they've closed like a lot of them, but for some reason I always see them in Wisconsin when I'm driving.
I'm trying to remember this.
I worked at like 3 Godfathers and 2 Pizza Huts in high school. In my high school
worked at
career.
Godfathers? I cannot believe we've never talked about this.
I
went
worked.
to
Yeah, I worked at
Godfather's,
three
like-
Godfathers. My one of my best friends, her dad, is the VP of Godfather's Pizza.
Oh my God,
I worked pizza too for like 4 years.
that's incredible.
Cooked and delivered. Ours was Pizza Outlet, aka now called Vocelli's, because they were like, we're Italian now. Hey. They literally went from Pizza Outlet to a Vocelli's, and like, you know, everything looked like the Olive Garden. Hilarious.
I like Pizza
That was
Outlet. It
authentic.
sounds like somewhere where you have to charge your pizza.
Pizza Outlet.
It's literally Pizza Outlet. You walk in, there's just shelves and shelves of pizza.
Wait, can I ask
And there's
you
a guy on a microphone.
I just can't get over it, John. We have to talk about this more at some point. Maybe not right now, but I'm telling you, I was obsessed with Godfather. We would go like all from middle school through like college, and we would travel because they started systematically closing Godfathers. It was part of their like strategy to like streamline the company. Like I'm like knew about Herman Cain and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and like so we would drive like an hour and a half finally to go to lunch, to go to like the Godfather's buffet at a certain point in college because they closed so
Wow.
many. So we were like big Godfather's heads.
Man, I don't think I've ever had Godfathers.
Ah,
It's
I gotta get
talk
back
about fake
road.
Italian. They would put like this actor on the box.
Oh,
And he's like, forget about it. It's like such a bad Italian American stereotype. And he would like have a Tommy gun.
yeah,
pointed
it was
at
like a
you and-
mobster guy.
Yeah.
Were there bullet holes in the box?
Yeah,
Like,
they
as
really
art?
leaned into the Godfather sort of motif.
I want pizza so bad.
Oh my God,
Damn it.
we really should just rebrand as a food podcast.
We
It's getting
should.
embarrassing at this point.
You know, honestly, my podcast is literally all the episodes we talk about food. People love it. And I'm
Grown
like,
dad business. You gotta
Dude.
plug it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's like the listeners who like to also watch YouTube videos of eating food. Like, do they also listen to me talk about it? Like, they like chubby dads talking about donuts. I don't know.
Well, they probably figure we know. We're the experts.
By the way, I don't know. This is not a backup thing, but you know, there's like, what's it called when there's videos? What's it?
Scat
Muck.
film.
No, muck. What is it when you watch people eat food?
I thought you were going somewhere else.
No, no. Where you? I don't know what that's called.
Unboxing.
No. Oh God.
Where
No.
you watch
It's
them.
like-
Where you watch them eat food?
Yes, it's a thing. Asia loves it, apparently. Like Japan loves it. And someone told me, they're like, no joke, you could just eat food. Like you're a
Might be
chubby
my
white dude.
equivalent of OnlyFans. I could. Really
I'm not,
cash in
dude.
on
It's a
this.
thing, apparently, and I should do it, and I'll get coins or something. I don't know.
Oh, send me the info if you figure
You'll
it
just
out.
eat,
'cause-
and they'll subscribe and ding 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 send you coins. Like I guess that's how.
Ooh,
they do.
nice bite. That was a great bite. Oh, thanks.
I'm not. It's a real
Thanks,
thing.
Food Watcher 69. Yeah.
Yeah, burger dumpster. That's my name.
I'm getting some
Oh,
comments. Choose slower. Okay. All right.
That's so funny that there's a like people are into that because my wife is so not into that. Like
She's the
hearing
opposite.
we've
No, me
got to
neither.
play because like we try to eat dinner, you know, after we put the baby to bed and like, but like I try to chew so quietly. I've never been more aware of my own chewing because she has the thing. There's a word for it, but where you have like you don't like hearing people chew or whatever. So we have to play like loud music at dinner. So she would not be a subscriber.
Wait, you have to play loud music at dinner.
Yeah, not loud, but just we have to have music on at dinner
Background noise.
because of
That's
the
something
chewing.
about my wife I would not tell people. That is.
That's a,
She was
a
on. She
very
talked about it on the
mild-
podcast.
that's a
So,
very
like-
mild neurosis.
really?
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
so-
we've talked about. Oh God,
What was
we
it
really
called?
do.
What's the name of it?
I think-
Oh yeah,
No.
mesothelioma, but I think that's what you get from asbestos.
Mesophil- I think it's actually a great idea because my son, my 10-year-old son, he's at that stage where he's just like, black holes food into his face.
Oh yeah.
And I literally have to put my hand on his shoulder and be like, dude, because it's just like,
yeah.
and I'm like, dude. And then my daughter has braces, so she's over here like, wood chipping into anything that's in front of her. So this is now, I'm like, we're gonna have soundtracks for dinner. This is smart.
Yeah. Play some music. Yeah.
You should have a contest. See who can put their fork down the most times during the meal.
Oh,
That's a good. Yeah. No, my
that's
son
like
inhaled.
just actually good parenting tip.
Yeah. Well, I got that from Heidi, because she sometimes says to you, "Have you even put your fork down?"
That is true. And then there's nothing more self-conscious than like having no desire to put your fork down. Like you're like, I would just happily continue
Right.
to shovel this food in my face. But you're like, I'm going to let that rest there for a second. And then you're like looking around, how long do I have to wait until I can pick this up again?
Well, what do I do now? What do you want to play a game, or why did I put this?
This
down?
sounds like waterboarding. I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm staring at the ceiling or like counting to
Put my
100.
fork down.
One.
She just hears you
2.
mumbling. 1 Mississippi, 2, 3 Mississippi.
1 Mississippi. Oh my god. Oh wait, Aaron, I have to ask you a question. Maybe you get this a lot, and if this is annoying, then just tell me to shut up. But have you seen Mayor of Easttown?
I have not.
Ah, okay. Kate Winslet's in it, and she's British, of course, and she does a Pittsburgh accent. And
I've heard this.
my wife was like, she doesn't have, like, it's off. She's like, there's something wrong. She's got a good ear for accents,
Yeah.
And she's like, she's struggling with it, or she's trying too hard. So I would love to hear your opinion. See, you haven't seen it, but I would love to know your opinion if it's legit or not.
I remember it's one of those things that like people talked about one time, for like 2 days. It was like in articles in Pittsburgh, like you wouldn't believe it, y'all.
Yeah. It was all the Wooder stuff and all that, She's like, really
yeah.
leaning
That's
into it.
Philly.
Oh, okay. So it's different. Yeah.
It might.
don't-
I think
Because I hear it in some of your O's kind of like similar to what she was.
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to do,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's different Pittsburgh to Philly. Okay.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well,
who has more of a Pittsburgh accent in a TV show? Do you remember when Kathy Bates was in American Horror Story? She was the oh gosh, did you see that?
I remember when she was in it. I haven't seen it though.
She was from like, it was supposed to be she was from like Baltimore, which Baltimore is a little Pittsburgh, but then she was so much more Pittsburgh. It was like hilarious. She sounded like she just like ran a coal freighter.
Oh yeah.
On the river.
Okay, well check it out, or just
I want
watch
to
like
now.
30 seconds of it and then tell me, because I'm so curious. I haven't heard a real or someone from the area weigh in on it yet, but it's a good show. Johnny, did you watch that? Mayor of Easttown?
Oh no, Aaron. I was going to, because I heard good things, and then Aaron watched it without me and said I wouldn't like it, so I trust her.
Wait, why did she think you wouldn't like it? She's like, oh, there's wait, I'm not gonna put it on.
Because it's too serious, or it's not. I don't know. I do like a lot of shit. I like a lot of just crappy horror movies, dumb comedies.
Yeah,
But I like good stuff like Succession. We were watching Succession.
Yeah,
we watched
yeah.
that
Ooh,
together.
I want to
We
start
watched-
that.
Oh, Succession's the best. That's the best show going, I think.
Horror. Did you watch Malignant yet?
Oh no, but it's on my. I want to watch. Is it out yet?
I might watch it tonight. I'm kind of
Ooh,
excited.
Maybe I will too.
Enough people that like talk about horror. I was like, oh really?
Oh yeah, I want to see that. The trailer looks great.
Man.
All right, I'm in. All right, well, should we do another backup? All right,
Yeah.
Andrew, you got something, or do you want me to go?
Why don't I have something? But why don't you go? You go, and then we'll see if mine's.
Mine might be a quick one. Aaron, you're a perfect person to ask. What are your kids' ages?
Well, my son's birthday is today, so 13, 11, and 5.
Okay, so here's my question. When at any age when you're playing sports with your kids, do you let them win or do you just annihilate them because, hey, that's life? I don't let my children win. When they play basketball with me, I win. I'm not slamming on them and pushing them, but I will win. I don't need them walking around thinking they are better basketball players
Than a
having
human
played less
grown
than a
man.
year in their life than their 40-year-old father.
That is 100% the right, in my opinion. Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay,
But I'm
okay.
backing you up on that for sure.
You know, I will back you up on that. I mean, if you're pulling the like, oh, whoops a daisy, you're amazing. Like, that's crazy. Like, you got to,
Right.
like, I feel like there's a balance, like where you're like, you let them get a little accomplishment, feel confident, you know what I mean? But then you got to swat their ass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
To let them know that, like, this is harder than you think.
Yeah.
There's a great Norm Macdonald had like a bit about that, but he was like, he used to let his son win at basketball, and then one day he got old enough, like he was like 15 or 16, and then he could actually even when Norm was trying, his son could beat him now.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh my gosh, you can beat me now. He's like, what are you talking about? I've beaten you my whole life. You've always and he's like, no, before I was letting you win. But you can, so you don't want, at some point your kids will be able to beat you up or beat you at sports.
Right.
You'll be old and frail, but you don't want them to think that they've destroyed
Always
their
been able.
entire lives, and
Yeah.
have no respect for you. So yeah, I'd say now is the time to beat them.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already reached that point with my oldest, who's like, she started playing volleyball, so she's like, I'm like, yeah, your dad knows how to set the ball to
Bump
you.
that spike.
I played volleyball for 2 years, Letterman, true
Yeah.
story, by the way.
Oh, nice. Really?
Ridiculous.
You lettered in volleyball?
Yeah, no, want to hear something funny is it was all the soccer players that I used to play soccer with. They were like, hey, Kleiber, it would be hilarious if you play volleyball with us. And I was like, okay, but I played soccer, I played hockey, so it was like a sport that like we kind of did well at.
What
like,
a hilarious prank.
But
Yeah. When did they laugh?
there was
What's the
no
payoff?
men's volleyball team, and we were like, let's put a team together as a joke, and it was fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, that is
So-
weird. It's a weird gender thing because, like, I played volleyball in junior high. We had junior high men's and women's volleyball. And then you get to high school, and for us, it was a big public high school. No men's volleyball. It was like
Yeah, no.
unheard of.
I guess they asked a bunch of my soccer friends, and then like literally they're like, it would be hilarious if you played with us. Because
started the team with them? Like,
no, like it was like a thing where it was like, I was like obnoxious wannabe comedian, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
like they were just like, do you want to play volleyball? Because that would be like, and I'm like, all right, let's fucking cut up, let's do this. Like, it was
entertain us,
literally,
Aaron.
yeah,
And were
did
you
not take
good?
it seriously and still was good.
And you were good.
So, but I just reached a point with my daughter where like you're out in the yard, and you're like, when you're playing sports with your kids or anything, catch or something, and you're like, you're always better than them. They're kids.
Yeah.
But then but now, like all of a sudden I'm running to get the ball and I'm like, oh shit, like, oh Jesus. And my daughter's like, would you just, okay, if this is too much, we'll go in. I'm like, you better shut your mouth.
She's letting you in.
Yeah, no, she is.
That is funny. Like, you are just better at your kids. You're right. It's not even just sports. It's like any manipulating, like,
Yeah.
pickle jar, or like getting stuff
Right.
off of, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
you can instantly operate things faster, and then at some point you're not, and then they're
Yeah.
doing stuff for you. It's
Oh, I mean, already even your kids, like, they're doing like, algebra and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I didn't pay attention to that. That's cool. Oh, all your times tables. That's cool.
You think you're better than me?
Yeah. Who the hell you think you are? Give me that book.
Yeah, if I had a smartphone and Google, I could have passed algebra 2, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty easy. You guys backed me up.
Yeah,
That's
I'm backing you up. Okay, I got another one. Johnny, this one that I need backup on. This is so up your alley. It's going to seem like I'm pandering to you, like I invented it. But then we'll see if you're with me, Aaron. But so you know when like there's a movie, but then it's based on a book. Someone will inevitably who has read the book will say, "Oh, the book was so much better," right? They'll claim the book was better than the movie. But what I need backup on is, of course, the book is better than the movie because it's easier to write a book than it is to make a movie. Is that a hot take? It is so much easier when you really think about it. What does it take to write a book, right? You have to sit down and you have to type. That's it. It's very simple. You say this guy went over here. You like, oh, I want aliens to conquer the planet Jupitron or something. You just write that down and say then the aliens conquered planet Jupitron. That shit is easy. To make a movie, you got to actually get a big, planet. You've got to pay 1 billion union people to do like 1 million different jobs. You got to get permits. You got to get the city involved. It is like impossible to make a movie. So yeah, it's going to be a little clunkier than the book.
sound logic based on your evidence alone. I have to back it up.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, in order to make the movie, you got to write the book. Right?
Yeah,
well, you got to
write script. You got to
write the script.
So they do the
Right.
book part.
Yeah, you're writing the script.
That's the
Exactly.
easiest part. I mean, they're like, yeah. So it's like they're already doing the book part, and they're doing like a
Subjectively,
million other
yes,
things.
writing it is the easiest part.
Yeah. Now watching the movie is definitely easier than reading a book, but that's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about
I'm saying like, okay, the book is better than the movie. Yeah, no shit. Because
of course it is.
You can just say, like, if you're like, oh, and then 1 billion seagulls attacked, you can just say that, and then I can picture that in my mind, and it doesn't look stupid. But if you try to show it in a movie, it might look really stupid,
Right.
There's a bunch of CGI birds.
So so just to be devil's advocate, what about a movie that they pull it off? They make it and it doesn't look like a couple school kids with a camera in their backyard. And it is good.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so you've got that. Like, let's say, let's say Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
That's a well done movie.
And that was based on a book.
That was based on
a short story.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. But okay.
Yeah, it's on a short story.
Rita, what is it? Rita and the
Rita
Shawshank.
Hayworth and the something.
Yeah.
And the Shawshank Redemption, right? Yeah.
Stephen King.
Yeah. So actually, funny thing is Stephen King is, I think the one is like The Shining is better than the book.
Well, okay,
but like there are like very few exceptions, I believe, because you think if something is made into a movie from a book, the book is like a bestseller. It's like amazing.
Yeah, they're not making movies out of pieces of shit.
Right. Because no one's going the other way. No one's like,
this book was garbage.
I'm gonna write the book version of Avatar.
Quentin Tarantino did. He wrote the book of Once Upon a Time.
Incredible.
Yeah, but that was his own movie, though. I mean, that's just like such a money grab. But like, yeah, I'm gonna start writing books based on movies. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
What's funny is I've read like growing up. I read like the novelization of the Batman movie.
I read a bunch of them too. Yeah.
Where they write a book. Yeah.
The worst one
I read Gremlins 2, the book.
Oh, I think I got you beat. I read Johnny Mnemonic, the book.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's a tight race right there. Those two.
Yes, it is.
Oof.
I did not even know that was. I knew that like first, like you were talking about Star Wars. I knew that they would like write books like in the Star Wars universe that were like canon or whatever. So they weren't based on the movies, but they were like continuations of the characters. I knew that that was happening. I did not know
they
were
did.
writing.
They did do a not. I actually super nerd moment. I have the first printing of the Star Wars novelization that was written after the movie. So
they
like
based on the movie.
Yeah, based on the movie. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay.
But George Lucas like wrote it.
Yeah, but that's so funny. I did not know that that was a thing. I'm
That's like George
right
Lucas like adding like, you know how like King of Kings is in the Bible. That's like him adding this like bullshit that Tolkien did, you know, like all the lists of things and people and background.
You know what? This is even better. That just proves my point even more because they're like, you make the movie and then just you could, oh yeah, and I can write the book about it 2 seconds.
Right.
You get a couple extra $1 million.
Beautiful.
But wait, you were going to be devil's advocate, Johnny, but you didn't really say what you were advocating for.
Well, I was just saying a movie like Shawshank where they pull it off and it doesn't look like shit and they successfully make it. Then what's the argument of
Oh,
why?
well, the argument then is like they're just like so good at making the movie. Like that's just rare because they overcame the deficit. Like Stephen King had the easy job. Just fucking write what happens. Like, yeah.
What is it? 40 pages
down. Like, there's nothing easy about that.
Yeah, but is your topic? It's easier to write a book than to make a movie.
Yes.
That's what I need backup.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh
yeah.
I thought you were saying.
Well, and
books are always better because
look at Hemingway. What was he in Cuba drunk half the time?
Yeah, I mean, how hard was that?
Well, right.
No, what I'm saying is, I know that sounds stupid now because the way you put it makes me sound like an idiot because you've simplified it. But this is to rebut the argument when people go, "Oh, the book was so much better than the movie," and it's like, yeah, of course, because it's so much easier to write a book than make a movie. That's all I'm saying.
We're all good.
It's a lame thing to say that the book is better than the movie because you're not taking into account all the difficulties of making a movie.
Yeah, that's true because you're right. You could write whatever you want. Like my kids love Jurassic Park. And every time I repeat things all the time, I'm like, gonna go get the papers. So every time we even bring up Jurassic Park, I tell my kids all the parts of the book and they're like, what the fuck? They're like, why isn't that in the movie? I'm like, because it's so much easier to just write it down.
Right. Because they already made a giant dinosaur turn. You know how hard that was?
Yeah, that was impossible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
We
totally got you there. I feel I'm gonna just say that you're backing me up. I'm not gonna actually.
Yes, I am. Sorry, Heidi. I'm backing him up.
Well, wait, Aaron, do you have anything you want to plug? I know we talked about your podcast. Definitely subscribe. Say it again so people know.
Yeah, Grown Dad Business. I have comedians and friends stop by, and we literally. It's almost like the Cavalry. It's like, do you like snacks? Love snacks.
No, we invented this format of comedians talking to each other.
It's literally dads validating what they like. Like we just, movies and food and things and whatever. But yeah, that's all. Grown Dad Business. It's everywhere. And then you can listen to my album, Grown Ass Dad. It's all. Yeah, I don't know if you notice a theme. I'm very original. I'm a creative director of creative directors.
Synergy.
Yeah.
You're a dad.
Dad. We're all dads.
Yeah.
You're a dad.
We got rookie dad over here.
Yeah. How old's your baby?
9 months.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's going to start talking back to you and spitting on you. You'll see.
I know. But it's funny. She's
a good spot. Oh,
she's
that's
very
so
cute
fun.
right now. She doesn't crawl. She does this weird. She doesn't crawl on her hands and knees. She crawls,
scoot.
Yeah, she crawls on her
forearms.
forearms.
Johnny, she does the scoot.
You got really yourself a little military girl.
Aw.
But she does it. You know how she moves is the best way I can describe it. Like we were talking about movies. When like this action star gets shot 5 times, but then the gun is like out of reach. And so they have to kind of
drag.
It's always
their
on one arm,
body.
you know, that she always moves on one arm. So she's like always going for the gun.
Yeah, try to get the gun before Jason's puts a shovel in your back.
Yeah. That's it. That's
You
right.
have been watching Jason X.
Actually, my why were we talking about Friday the 13th? Oh, my son's birthday, and then he wants to watch like movies that like, you know, he's like, I told him what Friday the 13th was, and he's like, I want to watch it. I'm like, when you're 16, we'll have a sleepover, we'll watch a bunch of horror movies. So that's why I have Friday the 13th on my
That
mind.
is
I'd
so
explain to my
hilarious.
son what it was.
My daughter is obsessed with Pennywise. She
Oh
has
my-
not seen it or anything. She just saw I have a making of book, and
Right.
that scares the shit out of
Right.
my son and my daughter. But now my daughter's like, I want to be Pennywise, and she's
Yeah.
like obsessed. So she's gonna be Pennywised, not knowing that he's like, you know, a child murdering.
Yeah.
What age would you let her watch it?
Oof.
God, 18.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's I mean that's
18?
like the second one too is like. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen
No,
them?
I don't
the
watch.
new-
I don't
the
watch
new
horror
one
movies.
Is definitely a little rougher than the old one.
Yeah.
What
I'd let her
age?
watch the old one.
What age would you let her
16.
watch Red Zone channel?
We got E ESPN Plus for the kids. Aaron was like, "Well, it's a bundle. You got Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So we
Yeah.
got that." It's a piece of shit. They only have you can only watch certain. It's like soccer highlights. That's the only thing we can watch.
No, you can watch. What's on there that I want to?
ESPN Plus.
Peyton's Places. Peyton
Oh,
Manning,
what
your
a-
favorite, Johnny. He has a show on there. Johnny thought Peyton Manning and Tom Brady he got them mixed up. He thought Peyton
Yeah.
Manning won the Super Bowl last year on the.
Which one? Who's the one that has the brother?
That's
What?
Peyton.
What?
Who's his brother?
Listen.
Eli.
Listen.
Manning. That's right.
I don't know if anybody's
See what I
ever.
deal with? You.
I don't know.
It's different. Like when he says he's not into sports, it's not just like,
Like,
oh, yeah, I
right.
didn't know the game was on. It's a
Yeah, no.
different level.
Yeah, this is this is a great character. Like this is up there with Borat in America. I mean,
Wait a minute. But Borat is a moron.
yeah, no. But no, I think it's like this is like a character on Trevor Noah. This is a Jordan Klepper kind of character, is what I'm saying.
Well,
you-
Aaron, then
Johnny.
you would love our Patreon episode. We did a bonus episode where I quizzed Andrew on music, and he quizzed me on basic common knowledge sports trivia, and he won
Yeah, I won by a lot. Actually, I got close.
by
at the
2.
end.
You won
yeah,
by
yeah,
2.
I got close at the end, but I did win.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Aaron's like, Johnny, you playing to the height of your intelligence is like,
Is like
a character where they try to make them as dumb
It's just
as they possibly could.
It's the people, like I said before, that react to you is the bet. Like
Well,
the
right.
part where, like, because we're just like, okay, you're not into that, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, have you seen Star Wars? And people are like, no. And I'm like, okay. Like,
no,
which
like
it's
Johnny,
still-
you're the normal one. We're the ones like too into sport. Like you're the one like
Right.
you're concerned with your life, your kids, your ice cream. You know,
Right.
you're living your best
Exactly.
life. We're the ones like, why should I know the difference between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning? They don't do anything for me. You know.
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
that makes me laugh.
Okay,
I love it.
that's it. Johnny, do you have anything you need to plug?
Oh my gosh, let me do some math and find out when this.
Oh, I know. The only thing I'm
comes out.
plugging, I'm taping my album. I'm gonna say this every time until I know for sure we're past the 16th. But October 16th, Alberta Street Pub in Portland, Oregon. So if you're listening to this in Portland,
Word.
be there.
All right, Milwaukee. October 7th, I'm at Dandy as part of the Milwaukee Comedy Festival. And the 9th, I'm in Grafton. Details next week on the venue and time. I don't.
Can you say what it is you'll be doing there? Is it?
It'll be
comedy?
stand-up comedy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
hosting
going.
us-
There's a Godfather's there. I'm gonna have lunch in Grafton.
I want to
Oh,
plug my
shit.
Home Depot run later.
You got any shows you want to plug, Aaron? This will come out in 2 weeks from today.
Well, in October, I have there's a new comedy spot opening in Pittsburgh, October 15th and 16th. That's rad. But I'll be in Rochester the second week of October. I think that's like 8, 9, 10 at the Comedy Club of Rochester, I believe it's called.
Oh, well.
And then the third week of October is what's the Mohegan Sun. Yeah, baby.
Ah, yeah.
So I'll be at those 2 spots with Harlan Williams.
Cool.
Hey, all right.
Fun.
Check it out. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. That's it. Thanks,
All right.
Aaron. Thanks for listening,
I love
too.
The Cavalry.
Thanks, Joey.